People said they wanted an intro this time, so hi. We haven't had running water here for 2 days, but I'm not like Ethiopian or anything. But it's just something. It was an incident, just an incident. That was for the hardcores. If you're new to F1, look up Charles Leclerc incident. It's part of F1 lore. It's part of the one of the Infinity Stones of F1. But the biggest talking point from the British Grand Prix, that's what we're talking about. The way you'll see it by the title, was obviously that huge crash, which is probably the most insane, crazy crash I've ever seen. Sorry, second after the Grosjean fireball, because it was just how much speed he carried for so long, and also the roll hoop. I've seen people have sort of different theories, but here's my take on it. Here's my professional take on it. The roll hoop, which is supposed to be one of the strongest parts, which is that sort of box above the driver's head to stop if a car falls on top or if it flips over. From what I can see, the pictures I looked at, it looked like it just completely failed immediately. And I think that's why the car was carrying so much speed, because if it stayed intact, I think it would have dug in a bit to the gravel and probably slowed it down a bit quicker. But yeah, that was really crazy to see. So really glad that he's okay. George Russell has been making some bold tyre decisions recently, and he probably wants to stop doing that because last time out in Canada, it was wet. He tried to put slick tyres on, immediately backwards in the fence. This time, I'm not saying it was his fault that the crash happened, but him being on a completely different tyre to everyone just made him so slow. Everyone concertinaed up, and then that happened. Not saying it's his fault at all. I'm just saying, stop it. Okay? Play it a bit safe sometimes. It's fine to play it safe. But yeah, what... Amazing race. Amazing race. It just kind of was a never ending. Usually you kind of get a picture for what's going to happen. Oh, he's going to catch him, he's going to overtake him. But at any point, it looked like it was going to be Sainz for a long time. Because Charles couldn't get past him. And then Max was in the lead. And that's when I kind of thought, okay, race over. Max is just going to take off down the road like he always does. But then he got damage. And then there's all the radio stuff. Extremely happy for Sainz. Vamos, Carlos. I just think we needed this for the championship. We need to start bunching up. I really want that 4-5-way car battle for the championship. I'm not sure Perez is really about that life, but we'll see. It looks like Hamilton could back in. Looks like Russell, if he stops, going backwards in defences, could be back in it as well. We've got. I don't want this to become the bashing Ferrari podcast, but they make it so easy. They just. I have my head in my hands. Like, what are you doing this time? They completely. The way they fuck Charles Leclerc's arsehole is I don't know how he sits in that seat. I don't know how he's got an arsehole left. They just fuck him week in, week out, pound his cheeks to smithereens. It's crazy to me. No one thought that after the safety car, Charles staying out on 14-lap-old hard tyres, which were difficult to warm up when they just come fresh out of the tyre blankets and they've been trundling around behind the safety car. No one thought that was a good idea. I don't know how you get there. It was clear what was going to happen. Even if he lost track position, you might as well pit him the lap after or whatever if he didn't have enough time. Because there was a claim going around that they didn't have enough time to call him in there, 11 seconds. Which, But even if you lose track position, it's clear what's going to happen. He was lucky to finish fourth in the end. I thought Alonso was going to get him. I thought Norris was going to get him. So he was lucky to finish there in the end. But yeah, they just fucked this guy over. Honestly, he must go down already as one of the most patient drivers in F1 history. He must just rub his head like, why did I sign a 5-year contract or whatever it was with these donkeys? I've never seen a team so determined to sabotage themselves. If they're not blowing the engine up, it's a ridiculous strategy. If it's not a ridiculous strategy, then the drivers have been in the wall. They all come together to just try to destroy themselves. But fine, do what you're doing in it, I guess. Mercedes are back. Lewis Hamilton's back. You've got to give it to the guy just when you think he's past it or he's down and out. He looked like he was going to win that race. And I think he very well could have. But the cars just didn't quite fall in this place. And I don't think Mercedes have a car that is worthy of winning a race. And he very, very nearly did. So, good on him. Also the screams. I've never, in an F1 race, heard the screams so loud from the crowd that you couldn't even hear the commentators. You couldn't hear the cars, you couldn't hear anything, you could just hear... So, you see a lot of Lewis Hamilton hate online. So it was interesting to see that whenever he was overtaking someone, how loud the crowd were. So it's that thing of, the 1% are louder than the 99% or whatever it is. But anyway, let's not go into Twitter beef and and that sort of thing. This is it's not a family show. This is a politics-free thing. So what was I going to... Go Tiffy. We got to talk about Go Tiffy. Sorry, actually, one more thing Mercedes. I think if they show this pace for the rest of the season, there's a dark horse chance that Hamilton or Russell could put in a challenge for the championship, especially if Ferrari keep blowing their engines up and fucking their drivers over, and Max keeps having incidents. There's an outside chance that if they can just be consistent and just plug away and let Red Bull and Ferrari just eat each other, then I think there's an outside chance. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Max is ultimately gonna wrap it up. Probably 2 or 3 races before the end of the season. But I'm a dreamer. And I have a dream that there is a 6 driver battle for the championship. I don't think that's going to happen necessarily, but I'm just saying if it does happen, I'm the first person you heard it from. So mark the date. I don't know what the date is, but the 5th of July. I shouldn't say the date actually in case it doesn't come out on this day. So Go Tiffy. I'm not saying he watched my video. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying a bit of hard love and tough love goes a long way sometimes. Because I was clowning him in the last video, and then he goes and puts a 10th. The final part of qualifying, 10th, which he's never done in his F1 career before I started speaking and inspiring him. I mean, 10th for him in a Williams, out-qualifying his teammate by a lot in the old spec car. This is the equivalent of winning the World Championship for him. I didn't even care what he did on Sunday. I was like, he can go and throw it in the wall on Sunday. This is winning the World Championship. So congratulations. Admittedly, I probably did it. No, I'm joking. That's not... I'm sorry. There was only 15 or 14 cars. I think it's 14 cars that finished, and he finished 12th. So, that's not great. But, listen, the qualifying performance was good enough for me for when he gets his P45. He can look back on that. Um, as a highlight moment, but I was impressed. I was impressed, genuinely impressed. But yeah. So listen, I'm hard but fair. I don't know why I'm spitting all over the place. Um, but yeah, overall, probably the best race of the season. I think easily the best race of the season. It did look like for a second it was about to just kind of peter out and go okay, but then when I saw Ocon slowing down, I actually danced. I was like, "We're gonna get some more flavor in this fucking bitch," um, and then it over delivered. And that when, yeah, that was amazing. It was one of those races where you really remember why you're an F1 fan. We haven't had action like this where there's four people, 4 or 5 drivers in with a genuine chance of winning the race. Shout out to Prez as well. After Charles decided to just, I don't know. I'm not bashing Charles. I'm just saying that the move wasn't really on. And then he smashed Prez's wing up, and he had to have that extra stop. So to get P2 after that was very impressive. So shout out to him. But yeah, it was a great race, great weekend in general. With a wet qualifying, which shook things up a bit, and then the race was obviously incredible. Red flag, safety cars, 4 drivers alongside each other going into turn 4 at the beginning of the race, or the second beginning of the race. So yeah, amazing. Also, some of the best. Now, I know not people that really watch the coverage, but Sky are usually quite good at putting like some of the best bits out. But even George Russell and Johnny Herbert did this challenge where they're driving buses and ice cream vans with the track. That was really fun. And then obviously Space Hopper Gate, where Daniel Ricciardo tried to take the skin off of Lando Norris's face by throwing a space hopper at him. If you haven't seen that video, type in Norris Ricciardo space hopper. It's definitely worth it because he just froze. Lando's been really passive aggressive to Daniel in the press and in interviews and stuff, and it was like charging up the triangle button on you and just smacks him in the face. That was fun. I love those two together. They're just such chaos, just total chaos of people. But yeah. So thank you for watching. Like I said, all feedback is good feedback. Let me know if you'd like me to go more in depth about actually breaking down the race and how we got from A to B. Or if you just like my kind of random rants about things or something else. I'll be reviewing the next Grand Prix as well. I'm also thinking about doing just other kind of random F1 videos as well. So let me know if you think that's a good idea. And yeah, please please subscribe. And this is the worst outro ever. No, yeah, please subscribe. Let me know what you think. Comment, all that stuff. And yes, I will see you at the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.